Nice. So we're in the key of C. And I'm going to cover those aspects that you talked about, how to do some fills and how to do some runs, and when and where to use inversions when you're playing in the key of C. So basically the inversions which you will use depend upon the melody of the song most of the time. Okay. The melody of the song will determine the inversions that you will use most of the time, because you find that when you are playing a song, most of the time you want to support the melody of the song. Okay. And the melody of the song is simply the tune of the song. So for example, if we focus on the song that we have here, we're in the key of C. Glory be to God in the highest. Amen. Glory be to God in the highest. Amen. For your mercy endureth forever. Amen. For your mercy endureth forever. Amen. So that is the tune of the song. Glory be to God in the highest. Amen. Glory be to God in the highest. Amen. For your mercy endureth forever. Amen. For your mercy endureth forever. Amen. So that is the melody of the song. So anytime you listen to a song, get the melody, and the inversions that you use, not 100% of the time, but a good percentage of the time you want to support the melody. For example, glory be to God in the highest. Amen. So the top note, the top note most of the time will support my melody. So glory be to God. So because that is the melody of the song, I'll start with the root position. That's the structure I'll use for the C major chord, instead of using the first inversion or the second inversion. So I believe you understand. That is the root position of C major. That is the first inversion of C major, E, G, C. Then the second inversion, G, C, and E. So on the left I have C. Glory. So you see the top note is a G because that's the melody of the song. Glory. And then be to God. You see my next chord is chord number 4, which is F major. And I'm not just playing any F, because I have 3 options for F major. The root position, F, A, and C. First inversion, S, C, and F. Second inversion, C, F, and A. And in this case, I use the second inversion because of my melody. Glory be to God. So the movement of the chords is from C major to F major. So glory be to God. Back to C in the highest. Amen. That is the general progression from 1 C major to 4 F major, back to 1 C major, then to 5 G major. But now I have to find out what are the best inversions that I will use to support the melody. So root position of C, because my G is at the top. Glory be to God. So my melody moves to F. So I'll play this inversion of F major so that my top note is F. Okay. So instead of just moving to an F, I'm using specifically the first inversion of F major, S, C, and F. Okay, so glory be to God in the highest. So I'm back to C, but this time I'm not going back to the root position. I'm playing the third inversion, or sorry, the second inversion of C major, which is G, C, and E, because of the melody. In the highest. So glory be to God, F major, in the highest, back to C major, but the second inversion, and then Amen. Now the next chord here is a G major, and this time I'm using the root position because the melody, the top note of the melody is D. Okay, so glory be to God in the highest. Amen. Okay, then the next line. For your mercy endureth forever. Amen. So the progression that I use in that part is 6. So let's get the progression first. 6, A major, A minor, sorry. For your mercy. And then the next chord is F major, chord number 4, endureth. And then chord number 5, forever. Amen. So 6, A minor, to 4, F major, to 5, G major. Now let's find out what are the best inversions to use in that section. So, for your mercy, for your mercy. So, for your mercy, the melody is on C. So, although my chord is a 6, which is A minor, I'll use which inversion? To get C as my top note, the melody note, bring down the E. So I'll use this inversion of A minor, the second inversion. I'll not use the root or the first, I'll use the second inversion of A minor. Okay? Okay? For your mercy. And then the next chord is F major, and the melody is on A. So, to maintain A as my top note, instead of playing F, A, and C, the root position, I play the second inversion, bring the C down, so that I maintain the A as the top note. So, for your mercy, A minor. Then F major, with the A at the top, and forever. Then when you play the G major, we'll use this inversion so that we again maintain the melody note. So this is the second inversion of G major, D, G, and B. Amen. Then when you go back to C major, the melody is on E, so I'll use the second inversion of C major also. So, for your mercy endureth forever. Amen. So you move from C major, then to G with B on the left. G over B, 5 over 7. Then you repeat, for your mercy. Amen. So the top note melody is C. So although I'm playing C major chord, I'll use the second inversion or the first inversion of C major, which is E, G, and C, so that I maintain the melody. See that? Let me play it from the top. See how the melody is being supported with the inversions I'm using. Glory be to that being said, it doesn't mean that I will always be using those inversions throughout the song, because the song will become monotonous. So sometimes you are free to use any inversion, because you also want to play some passing chords, some filling chords, so you will not be restrained to use those inversions. You see, for example, glory be to God in the highest. Amen. Glory be to God in the highest. Amen. For your mercy endureth forever. Amen. For your mercy endureth forever. Amen. So you see, I've been playing using some fillings and some passing chords here and there, and I'm no longer restricted to the inversions I was playing. Okay, so let me just go through a little bit of that. Glory be to God. See, while I'm just playing here, I'm not now restricting myself to the inversions. Okay, I'm starting off with that root position of C major, and this time I'm not just playing C major, I'm playing something like a C sus2, C, D, and G, and on the left I'm playing C, G, and E. Okay, just some little bit of voicing. Okay, glory. Okay, and then the next chord. Okay, just simplify it a little bit. Glory be to God in the highest. Amen. So C suspended 2 on the right, C, G, E on the left. Glory be. Then the next chord here is a G minor inverted. I'm using this as a passing chord, and I'm using this in the first inversion. This is G minor, and I'm playing it as the first inversion, B flat, D, and G, and the left is on E. Okay, so glory be to God. You see, I'm no longer using the inversions. Be to God. See, this time I'm playing a different voicing. I'm just maintaining that G at the top. Okay, so this is an F add 9 chord, F, S, C, and G. Okay, the left is playing F and the right is playing S, C, and G. Okay, so all through I'm maintaining the G at the top from the beginning. Okay, glory be to God. Okay, in the highest. And then when I go back to the one, I'm playing C, G, and E on the left, G, C, D, and G on the right. In the highest. So what voicing is this? C sus2 with a G at the bottom. That's what is on my right hand, and the left is on C, G, E. In the highest. Amen. Then I play my 5. I can play it as a normal G, or I can play it as a G sus2 or a G add 9 chord. Okay, and the left can play G and G or G and B. So glory be to God Amen. Okay, and then the next part is for your mercy endureth forever. Amen. So that's the progression from 6 A minor to 4 F major to 5 G major to 1 C major. But we can use some just some filling chords. One of the ways is just to do a simple walk up. For example, I know my chord is 6 for your mercy, but I can just do a walk up from the 4 to the 5 to the 6. Mercy. Then before I move to the 4, from A minor to F, I can pass through the G. So, for your mercy endureth forever. Amen. For your mercy. So you see, the first time I used this inversion of A minor, then I moved to this inversion of F major, and then when I move to the G, I play this G in the first inversion, and then Amen, and then I go back to the second inversion. So you see, in that case, I'm not using the inversions that are really supporting the melody. I'm free to using different inversions because I'm not strictly following the rule of the melody. Okay, I can use any inversion. For example, for your mercy endureth forever. Amen. So I'm using this A minor 7th inversion, E, G, A, and C. A minor 7th in the root position is A, C, E, G, but I'm using an inversion. For your mercy endureth, and then F with F major at 9 chord, forever. Then to the 5 chord, G sus2 or G major, Amen. So you see, another rule that can help you understand maybe a little bit more about inversions is, if you have another person who is playing a melodic instrument, you are free to move around any inversions that you want to. If you have an instrument like a flute or a violin that is doing the melody, if you have a flute or a violin that is playing the melody, as the keyboard player, you are free to use other inversions. You are not really locked up to support the melody because there's another instrument that is playing the melodic part. So I'm more free to use any inversions that I want. Okay. And then for just some simple runs, try to start doing arpeggios. Okay. So, for example, for your mercy endureth forever. Amen. For your mercy endureth forever. Amen. See that? Some arpeggios and some grace notes. Okay? So, this is just the chord. The third inversion of C major, G, C, D, and E. But I can play this chord as a block chord, or I can play it as an arpeggio, or I can bring in some grace notes. You see? For your mercy forever. Amen. For your mercy endureth forever. Amen. Okay. I think that's a good place for you to begin with. Try as a beginning point, try to play while supporting the melody. Any other song, try any other song and try using versions which as much as possible support the melody, and then try move on to using other inversions. Feel free to use other inversions while blending in the melody of the song, meaning you can play a portion of the song while supporting the melody, and you can play some portions of the song in a freestyle. Okay, so glory be to God in the highest. Amen. Glory be to God in the highest. Amen. For your mercy endureth forever. Amen. Like you see, at that point, I'm just moving across the octaves. I'm not restricting myself in one octave. For your mercy endureth F major forever. G major. Amen. See? Amen. For your mercy endureth forever. Amen. For your mercy endureth forever.